Love is a complex and beautiful emotion, but not everyone expresses it openly. Some men, especially those who are shy, overthinkers, or afraid of rejection, prefer to keep their feelings hidden. They might act normal on the surface, but deep down, their emotions show through subtle actions, body language, and unspoken gestures. If you've ever found yourself wondering whether a certain guy secretly loves you, the truth is often found in the little things he does rather than the words he says. A man who secretly loves you will never come out and say it directly, at least not right away. Instead, he will drop hints, sometimes unintentionally, sometimes without even realizing it himself. He may try to suppress his emotions, but love has a way of slipping through the cracks. Whether it's the way he looks at you when you're not watching, the way he remembers tiny details about your life, or how he always seems to be around, these small signs can reveal more than words ever could. One of the most common behaviors of a man in secret love is his struggle between wanting to be close to you and being afraid of exposing his feelings. He might find excuses to spend time with you, yet act distant when emotions get too intense. He'll listen carefully to everything you say, but pretend he's not paying much attention. He'll support you quietly, always looking out for you, without ever taking credit for his efforts. These contradictions are a result of his internal battle. He wants you to know he cares, but at the same time, he's afraid of what might happen if he admits it. Another clear sign is how he reacts to other men in your life. If you talk about another guy, even in a casual way, his mood will shift, even if he tries to hide it. He might suddenly become quiet, change the subject, or joke about it in an attempt to mask his jealousy. His emotions betray him, even when his words do not. Physical proximity also plays a role in revealing his hidden feelings. If he gets nervous when you stand too close, fidgets when you touch him, or suddenly loses his composure when you lock eyes, it's because he feels something deeper than he lets on. His body reacts before his mind can control it, giving away the emotions he tries so hard to keep hidden. Love doesn't always come with grand declarations or bold actions. Sometimes it's found in the quiet moments, the small gestures, and the unspoken words. If you've been wondering whether a certain guy secretly loves you, pay close attention to these subtle signs. His actions will always speak louder than his words. 1. He avoids eye contact but steals secret glances. When someone is trying to hide their love for you, their body language often gives them away. One of the biggest signs is how they manage eye contact. They may avoid looking directly into your eyes for too long because they fear that their true feelings will become too obvious. Looking into someone's eyes can be incredibly intimate, and for someone trying to suppress their emotions, it can feel like they're exposing themselves. However, despite their efforts to avoid eye contact, they can't help but steal secret glances when they think you're not looking. They might quickly look away the moment you catch them, pretending they were focused on something else. This back and forth struggle shows that their heart wants to look at you, but their mind is telling them to hide it. You may notice that even in group settings, they tend to look at you more than others. They might observe you when you're talking, laughing, or simply lost in thought. It's as if they are drawn to you but don't want you to notice. Sometimes, their gaze lingers just a second too long before they shift it away in an attempt to seem uninterested. Another clue is how their behavior changes when they do make eye contact. They may suddenly fidget, clear their throat, or break eye contact faster than usual. Some may even blush or get nervous, revealing just how much they're trying to suppress their emotions. Even though they try to act normal, their stolen glances speak louder than words. Deep down, they can't resist looking at you, no matter how hard they try to hide what they truly feel. 2. His friends tease him about you, and he gets nervous. When someone is secretly in love with you, their friends often notice before you do. Friends can sense the way he looks at you, the way he talks about you, or how he reacts when you're around. They pick up on the small details, how he suddenly gets quiet when you enter the room, or how he unconsciously smiles at your texts. And because friends love to tease, they don't let these little things go unnoticed. If his friends start teasing him about you, it's a strong sign that they know he has feelings for you. They might casually mention your name in conversation just to see his reaction, or joke about how he always talks about you. Sometimes they'll directly say things like, "Oh, look who just walked in," or "Why don't you just tell her already?" His reaction in these moments can reveal everything. Instead of laughing along or brushing it off casually, he gets nervous. He might blush, get defensive, or try to change the subject quickly. Some guys might even awkwardly laugh or tell their friends to stop, but the way he reacts shows that there's something he's trying to hide. If he had no feelings for you, he wouldn't care about the teasing. Another clear sign is if his friends start acting differently around you. They might exchange knowing glances, whisper among themselves, or even try to leave you two alone. It's their way of helping him or pushing him toward confessing his feelings. Even if he tries to deny it, his nervousness gives him away. No matter how hard he tries to act cool, the moment his friends tease him about you, his true emotions become impossible to hide. 3. He remembers small details about you that others forget. When someone secretly loves you, they pay attention to even the smallest details about you, things that most people overlook. Unlike casual friends or acquaintances who may only remember the big things, he picks up on tiny, seemingly insignificant details because he truly values and admires you. You might casually mention your favorite coffee order once, and weeks later, he surprises you by remembering exactly how you like it. He may recall the name of your childhood pet, your favorite movie, or the way you get excited about rainy days. Even things like how you prefer your food, the little phrases you often say, or the way you fidget when you're nervous don't go unnoticed by him. This is because when someone is in love, they subconsciously absorb every little thing about the person they admire. He listens when you talk, even if it's about something random or unimportant. To him, everything about you matters. It's not just about what you say, but how you say it, how you react, and how certain things make you feel. You may notice that he brings up past conversations, even ones you barely remember. Maybe you told him about a book you wanted to read, and months later, he asks if you ever got around to reading it. Or he might notice when you change something small about your appearance, like wearing a new bracelet or styling your hair differently, while others don't. These little details prove that he thinks about you even when you're not around. He may not openly express his love, but his memory of your smallest preferences, habits, and stories shows just how much he truly cares. 4. He always finds excuses to be around you. When someone is secretly in love with you, they will always find ways to be near you, even if they don't make it obvious. He might not openly express his feelings, but his actions speak louder than words. No matter the situation, he somehow manages to place himself in your presence, as if by coincidence, but deep down, it's intentional. You might notice that he suddenly appears wherever you are. If you're at a party, he happens to be nearby, joining the same group conversations. If you're in a workplace or school setting, he finds reasons to pass by your desk or sit near you during meetings. Even in casual hangouts with mutual friends, he subtly positions himself close to you, ensuring he's part of the same plans. He also creates reasons to talk to you, even about small things. Maybe he asks for your opinion on something he could have easily Googled, or he randomly remembers a question he forgot to ask you earlier. If you mention a favorite hobby or interest, he might suddenly start liking it too, just to have another excuse to connect with you. Sometimes, his efforts are more subtle. He may not directly approach you, but he lingers when you're around. If you're leaving, he finds a reason to stay a little longer. If you're talking to someone else, he quietly waits nearby, as if hoping you'll turn to him next. Even though he tries to make it seem natural, the truth is, he just wants to be close to you. His constant presence, no matter how casual it seems, is a clear sign that he can't resist finding ways to be near you. 5. His mood changes when you talk about other guys. When someone secretly loves you, they can't help but feel affected when you mention other guys, especially if you're talking about someone you like or admire. Even if he tries to act indifferent, his mood will shift in subtle but noticeable ways. At first, he might force a smile or try to laugh it off, but if you pay close attention, you'll see small signs of discomfort. His tone might change, his energy might drop, or he could suddenly become quieter. If he was engaged in the conversation before, he may lose interest or look away, as if he doesn't want to hear more. It's not that he wants to control who you talk about, but the thought of you liking someone else affects him more than he'd like to admit. Some guys try to hide their jealousy by making jokes or teasing you about the person you mentioned. They might say things like, "Oh, so here's your type," or "Really, you like guys like that," while pretending it doesn't bother them. But deep down, they're comparing themselves, wondering if they have a chance. Others might react differently by suddenly changing the subject, acting distant, or even finding an excuse to leave the conversation. It's their way of avoiding a situation that makes them uncomfortable. If he was smiling and talkative before, but now he seems withdrawn, it's a clear sign your words affected him. Even if he never says anything directly, his emotions betray him. No matter how hard he tries to hide it, when a guy secretly loves you, the idea of you being with someone else will always hit him in a way he can't ignore. 6. He texts you, but deletes messages before sending them. When a guy secretly loves you but is trying to hide it, texting becomes a tricky game for him. He wants to talk to you, share his thoughts, and be part of your day, but at the same time, he's afraid of saying too much. That's why he often types out messages, hesitates, and then deletes them before hitting send. You might notice this if you catch the typing indicator on your chat, only for it to disappear without a message arriving. This usually means he was about to say something but second-guessed himself. Maybe he wanted to compliment you, express how much he enjoys talking to you, or ask something personal but decided it was too risky. Instead of sending a message that might reveal his feelings, he chooses to stay silent. Sometimes he might even text something casual, like, "Hey," or "What's up?" and delete it before you see it, afraid that it sounds too eager or unnecessary. He overthinks every word because he doesn't want to seem too obvious. His fear of rejection or making things awkward keeps him from being completely open with you. In some cases, he might even send a message and then quickly unsend or delete it. If you ask him about it, he'll probably laugh it off or say it was a mistake. But deep down, it was something he wanted to say but got too nervous about. His hesitation shows that you're always on his mind. Even if he doesn't send those messages, the fact that he wrote them means there's something he wishes he could say, but isn't ready to admit yet. 7. He acts distant but gets jealous when you're with someone else. When a guy secretly loves you but is trying to hide it, he often creates emotional distance to keep his feelings under control. He may act cool, uninterested, or even a little distant, as if he doesn't care. He avoids being too obvious with his emotions, thinking that by keeping his distance he can stop himself from falling deeper. But the moment he sees you with another guy, everything changes. Even if he tries to hide it, jealousy creeps in. His expressions shift, his energy drops, and he suddenly seems annoyed or distracted. He might not say anything directly, but you'll notice small changes in his behavior. Maybe he starts fidgeting, avoids eye contact, or becomes unusually quiet. If he was in a good mood before, his vibe may instantly change the moment you mention or interact with another guy. Some guys try to play it off by making sarcastic remarks or teasing you about the person you're with. They might say things like, "Oh, so he's your type," or "Guess I don't stand a chance then," with a forced laugh. Others might go the opposite route and act extra indifferent, as if they suddenly don't care about the conversation anymore. In group settings, he may distance himself even more when you're giving attention to someone else. He might check his phone more, walk away, or start talking to someone else just to distract himself. But deep down, he hates the idea of losing your attention to another guy. No matter how much he tries to suppress his feelings, jealousy always gives him away. His distant attitude is just a cover. His true emotions surface the moment he feels like someone else is getting too close to you. 8. He supports you silently, but never takes credit. When a guy secretly loves you but doesn't want to admit it, he will always be there to support you, but he won't make a big deal about it. He wants to see you succeed, be happy, and overcome challenges. But instead of openly showing his efforts, he stays in the background, helping you quietly. You may notice that whenever you need something, he's there. If you're struggling with a problem, he finds a way to help, whether by giving advice, offering a solution, or just being there for you. If you have a big presentation, exam, or event coming up, he remembers and subtly wishes you luck. If you need emotional support, he listens without judgment, making sure you feel heard and valued. He doesn't do these things for recognition. Unlike others who might want to show off their support or expect something in return, he helps without ever mentioning it. If you thank him, he brushes it off, saying, "It's nothing," or "Don't worry about it." But deep down, he cares more than you realize. Sometimes his support is even indirect. Maybe he talks positively about you to others, defends you when you're not around, or makes sure things work out for you behind the scenes. He wants you to succeed, but he doesn't need you to know how much effort he's putting in. His silent support is one of the purest signs of hidden love. Even if he never says the words out loud, his actions show that he genuinely cares. He doesn't need credit or attention. He just wants to see you happy, even if it means loving you from the shadows. 9. He's protective of you without making it obvious. When a guy secretly loves you but doesn't want to admit it, he naturally becomes protective of you. Yet he does it in a way that doesn't make it too obvious. His protective nature isn't loud or possessive. Instead, it's subtle, almost unnoticeable, but always present. You might see it in small gestures. If you're walking together on the street, he instinctively moves to the side closer to traffic, making sure you're safe. If you're in a crowded place, he subtly keeps an eye on you, ensuring you're comfortable and not feeling overwhelmed. He may not say anything, but his body language shows he's always aware of your surroundings, looking out for you. If someone disrespects you or makes you uncomfortable, he's quick to step in. He won't necessarily start a fight or create a scene, but he'll change the subject, stand closer to you, or find a way to remove you from the situation. His protective instincts come naturally, even if he pretends like it's no big deal. Another sign is how he checks in on you, without making it obvious. If you're sick, he might casually ask how you're feeling, but won't overdo it. If you're going somewhere alone, he may say, Text me when you get home, acting as if it's just a normal request, but deep down, he genuinely worries about you. He doesn't need to announce his concern. His actions speak for themselves. He makes sure you are okay, even if he doesn't openly admit how much he cares. His quiet protection is one of the strongest signs of hidden love, showing that no matter what, he's always looking out for you. 10. He compliments you but plays it off as a joke. When a guy secretly loves you but doesn't want to make it obvious, he finds ways to compliment you, but always plays it off as a joke. He wants to express his admiration, but at the same time, he's afraid of revealing too much. So instead of giving you straightforward, serious compliments, he hides them behind humor or sarcasm. For example, if you dress up nicely one day, he might say something like, "Whoa, who are you trying to impress today?" instead of just telling you that you look amazing. If you achieve something, he might joke, "Guess we have a genius in the room," rather than openly praising your hard work. His words may sound playful, but deep down, he truly means them. Sometimes, he'll tease you in a way that still sounds like a compliment. He might say, "Ugh, it's annoying how effortlessly cool you are," or "Stop being so perfect, it's unfair." These playful remarks are his way of expressing his admiration without making himself vulnerable. You may also notice that when he does give you a direct compliment, he quickly tries to change the subject or laugh it off. If he says, "You look really nice today," he might immediately follow it with, "Don't get too used to hearing that from me." He doesn't want you to overthink it, even though he spent time thinking about it himself. His compliments may come with jokes, sarcasm, or teasing, but if you listen closely, you'll realize they always carry a deeper meaning. It's his way of showing he sees and appreciates you, without making it too obvious how much he actually cares. 11. He listens carefully but pretends he's not interested. When a guy secretly loves you, but doesn't want to make it obvious, he listens to every little thing you say, but pretends like he's not paying much attention. He absorbs your words, remembers details, and understands your thoughts, yet he tries to act indifferent as if he's just casually hearing you out. You might notice that when you talk, he seems distracted, looking at his phone or casually nodding along. But later, he surprises you by recalling something you mentioned in passing. Maybe you once talked about your favorite snack, and weeks later, he brings it for you without you even reminding him. Or you mentioned being stressed about something, and he unexpectedly checks in on you later, pretending like it was just a random thought. He often acts like your words don't matter much, but his actions prove otherwise. If you mention a song you love, he might listen to it later. If you complain about something, he might quietly try to fix it for you. Even if he never directly responds with enthusiasm, deep down, he is always listening. Sometimes, when you're talking, he might play it cool and say things like, "Oh yeah, that's interesting," with a neutral expression. But if someone else interrupts or disagrees with you, he suddenly becomes more engaged, defending your opinion or subtly siding with you. His mind holds onto everything about you, even if he pretends not to care. His listening isn't just passive, it's intentional. The way he remembers the smallest things proves that no matter how much he tries to hide it, you truly matter to him. 12. He gets nervous or fidgety when you're too close. When a guy secretly loves you but is trying to hide it, his body language often betrays him, especially when you're physically close. No matter how calm or collected he usually seems, the moment you step into his personal space, he becomes noticeably nervous or fidgety. You might see him playing with his hands, adjusting his clothes, tapping his fingers, or shifting his weight from one foot to another. His breathing might change slightly, or he might suddenly lose his train of thought mid-sentence. It's because being near you makes his heart race, and he's struggling to act normal while controlling his emotions. Sometimes he avoids eye contact when you're close, looking everywhere except directly at you. Other times, he might do the opposite, staring intensely for a moment before looking away quickly, afraid that he's making his feelings too obvious. If you accidentally brush against him, he might tense up for a second or move away slightly, not because he doesn't like it, but because he doesn't trust himself to stay composed. On the other hand, he might hesitate to move at all, as if he doesn't want to break the moment. You may also notice that in group settings, he positions himself near you, but keeps a bit of distance. He wants to be close, but not too close, because the closer he gets, the harder it is to hide his true feelings. His nervousness isn't a sign of discomfort. It's a sign that your presence affects him more than he wants to admit. His body reacts in ways he can't control, revealing the emotions he's trying so hard to keep secret.